game is on the first of the year, so happy new year to everybody. That's Mr. Bryson Owens. I am Riggs Tamburo. We got a double header in the college football playoff today. Bama, Michigan, Washington, Texas. Going to be fun. Going to get you guys all the information that you need about these games and all the bets that you need. Let's jump straight in. The first game on the board is Bama and Michigan. Bryson, this game, man, a lot on the line, a lot of people giving the dog a chance here. Bama, 1.5 point underdogs on the road, a measly plus 102 here on the money line. I know there's been a lot of controversy surrounding Michigan and Harbaugh and all this stuff all season, but the whole way through, they've stuck to it. They've won the big games. They've punched their ticket to the spot. Are you one of those people thinking Bama's going to walk up in here and pull the upset?
I don't, although I find this game very fascinating because you got two teams, in my opinion, you got the two best college football coaches in the entire world with Nick Saban and Jim Harbaugh. And the thing I find very fascinating about this game is the quarterback matchup. You got two quarterbacks who went very opposite directions. You look at Jalen Milroe specifically. He got benched early on in the season. He wasn't playing very well, lost to Texas. A lot of fans were calling for him to not be the quarterback the rest of the season. And then you look at the last 4 games for him. 3 touchdowns against Kentucky, 3 against Chattanooga, 2 against Auburn in a must-win game to make the chance to make the playoffs, and then 2 wins in the SEC championship game against Georgia. And you look at J.J. McCarthy, it's almost the exact opposite. Got off to a screaming start, threw multiple touchdowns in 6 of his first 8 games. Then his last 5, only 1 touchdown in his last 5 games. The reason I like Michigan in this one, there's 2 reasons. One, their defense is legit. They have, in my opinion, the best defense in college football overall, pound for pound. They're great against the secondary. They're great against the run. And they can push around this Alabama offensive line. This is not a very good offensive line for Bama this year. And then you look at the sneaky star in this game. I think he's going to be the winner for Michigan. Is Blake Corum, the running back for them. He is a baller. He's, in my opinion, best running back in college football this year. He ended the season with 5 straight games with multiple rushing touchdowns. He's a star. He's going to be why Michigan wins this game. It's going to be, I think, pretty close. I think it's going to be competitive. But in the end, Michigan's got the better defense. I think their coach is on par right now with Alabama's. And Blake Corum, I think, carries them to a win.
Bryson, every single thing you said, man, you're right. And I'm glad that you still took Michigan, but you went to bat and gave Bama the reason why this is going to be a darn good game. And I agree with you here. Milroe has looked really good, but first of all, he escaped against Auburn. Everybody saw 4th and 30.
That's fair.
Hail Mary to the back of the end zone. You escape in that game. And they did beat Georgia. And I know I sound like a hater if I come up here and go, well, Georgia wasn't that good. Everyone's going to be like, really? Because, yeah, guys, if you watch college football, if you really know football, you know that Georgia was fraudulent most of the year. They escaped in many situations. They were only number 1 because they won the national championship, and then they didn't lose. You can't make them not number 1 if that's what happens. And all of a sudden they lose 1 game, and the College Football Playoff Committee, who, by the way, put in Alabama, took out an undefeated team. They didn't even think Georgia was a top 4 football team, or they would have put him in, obviously, based on what we know about the committee. So, look, my thing with Milroe is I think he stalls in this game. He's going up against a defense that you mentioned. I hyped this defense up all year. Guys, they allowed single-digit points for the majority of the year. Like, single-digit point. You didn't score more than 9.3 points a game on this team. That is insane in the football that these guys play. They're too good. J.J. McCarthy, you did mention, he did kind of downward trend a little bit. I agree with you there, but I think he can get a little bit more woken up here against Alabama. And I don't think the kid has to play perfect for them to win this football game. Jalen Milroe has to play the best game of his college career right here, right now. I think Alabama, at minimum, should be a 3.5 point underdog in this game. The fact that they are a 1.5 point underdog, it's just not enough there. If you like Bama at 1.5, you might as well take them to win the freaking game, but I don't think you should do so. Bryson and I both going to tell you guys Michigan money line -120. Don't lay any points here. Just go with them to win the game, advance to the national championship, where they will later on win. But for now, Michigan to win this game. We're both on the Wolverines to continue this. Harbaugh is back coaching this team. Guys, I'm here to tell you right now, I have this little feeling that they're going to kick the living shit out of them. Probably not, but I just feel like Michigan is going to outclass this team from go in this game. We'll see what happens. But over under, man, 45 total points. What do you do here?
This one's a really tough one. I think I'm going to go with the under here. I mean, these are two offenses. They're pretty good at putting up points. I mean, Bama put up 35 points per game this year. Michigan put up 36.7. So these are two really high-powered offenses. But these are two of the best defenses in college football. This isn't the same Bama defense as old where they could just win them an entire season. It's still really good. They only gave up 18 points per game. That's really good in college football. Michigan, to your credit, only gave up 9.5 points per game this year. It was impossible to score on them. They proved it every week that they were just the better defense. I think I like the under in this game because of that. I think if anything, neither quarterback has a stellar day. It could be a lot of running plays, specifically from Blake Corum, like I mentioned. And you've got these two defenses who aren't going to give up very many points. So I would probably lean towards the under. To your point, I don't know if I trust Jalen Milroe to put up 20-plus points against this Michigan defense.
Yeah, man, I think that they nailed this number on the head, just like you're saying. I want to lean towards the over just because it just feels a little bit too low, but I think they did nail it. I'm looking somewhere in the realm of 23 to 17-ish in this game, 24-17. I think Michigan cover. I think the under hits. I just don't see Bama. Honestly, guys, I really don't see them crossing 21 points. I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe it's 23-21, 24-21, something like that, but I can't get myself to go over 45 points in this game. So we're both going to go Michigan. We're both going to go under. We're either both going to be right or we're both going to be wrong. Best of luck to all you guys. Please comment below if you guys agree with us. If you disagree with us, would love to hear from you guys. If you want to go ahead and tell us why we're wrong, we'd love to hear you out. Just keep it respectful, please, as we keep it respectful with you. But if not, it's all good. Best of luck to you guys in that one. Jumping on over to the second game of the day and the final game of the college football semifinal is Texas and Washington. You got the Texas Longhorns. They are 4-point favorites against Washington here. Kind of shocking seeing that they are the seed below them, but they're getting the nod in this game. You know, Bryson, I feel like nobody has given Washington the credit that they deserve this entire year. They finally shut us all up. They go out here. They beat the Ducks again. Michael Penix outplays Bo freaking Nix, who you and I are both very high on, and still they are 4-point dogs. Is this line a mistake?
I don't know if it's a mistake because I think Texas is also kind of getting slept on a little bit. I think people forget Texas beat Alabama, who is also in the college football playoffs, as we just talked about. And not only did Texas beat them, they kind of embarrassed them. Like, people really questioned Bama after that win, after that loss against Texas. I think my issue with Washington in this game is they're too one-dimensional. They have to have Michael Penix Jr. be incredible, which he has been all season. To his credit, Michael Penix Jr. has been a superstar this year. Yes, I think people are forgetting Quinn Ewers, really good in his own right. So Quinn Ewers, I think, can go shot for shot with Michael Penix Jr. And then in that case, Washington can't run the football that well. They're 187th in college football in rushing. Meanwhile, Texas, they're 42nd. They're a lot better at running the football. So even if Quinn Ewers doesn't go shot for shot, he might not have to. They have the running game to back him up. And then this Texas defense, it's right up there with what we just talked about with Michigan and Bama. And this defense is legit. They're third in college football in rushing yards allowed. They only give up 80 a game. They're really good against the secondary. They only give up 17.5 points per game. This Washington defense, it's not great. They get carried by Michael Penix Jr. putting up 35-plus points. And if Michael Penix Jr. can't put up those points, if he's having an off game against this really good Texas defense, I really like Texas's chance to jump out with a win here. 4 points is a lot for a game like this, but I just think Texas is the better team.
All right. I'm going to respectfully disagree with you here. Guys, look, I can't write this football team off again. I can't do it. I was all in on the Oregon Ducks to beat this football team and to probably beat them by double digits. I did think 10 points was a little bit too much. Let's be real here. But they should not have beat Oregon. And the fact that they did, it's not a fluke. It's not because Oregon didn't play well. It's because Washington played that well. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
On top of Michael Penix, even though he does carry the offense a little bit, they have a great receiving core. And you know what?
Yep.
This defense has really stepped up. They shut down Bo Nix twice. That is very, very hard to do. Guys, look, you got two high-octane offenses. I know that Texas, they had one little flaw slip up there. They've won 7 straight. They're as hot as can be, but so is Washington. To me, this is a shot-for-shot, high-scoring football game. It is physically impossible for me to leave 4 points on the board with a Washington team that I think has every single route to victory in this game. I like Texas. I'm a little bit worried about them, but here's the thing. I'm not a Quinn Ewers guy. If you ask me right now, who do I want, Penix or Ewers? Give me Penix today, right now. I like Penix better. I like the offense better. Honestly, I kind of like the defense better, even though I know Texas holds their own too. I don't think Texas knows what's fully coming here. Give me the 4 points. And you know what? If you're feeling frisky on the first day of 2024, sprinkle up that money line, guys. I like Washington to not only cover 4, but to also win this football game. Bryson, we're talking about how high scoring it's going to be, man. 63 and a half points here, a hell of a lot higher than the Bama game. Are you going over?
Yep. I really want to, because like you mentioned, these are two of the best offenses in college football. Both teams could put up 30 points with ease in this game, but I can't see it. And a lot of it is what I mentioned with Texas's defense. I think Texas's defense is too good to let this happen. And there's 2 reasons why. One, they are really good against the run, like I mentioned. But besides that, they are in the top 50 in sacks this season with 32, which doesn't sound that great when you just say top 50. There's over 200 college football teams that get ranked here. Top 50 is really, really good. And Washington's not in the top 50. So but that's how much better Texas's pass rush is. And Michael Penix Jr. is immobile. He is not an athletic quarterback. If he gets bumped off his rhythm, Texas is going to have its way with him in that one because he cannot really run all that well. And then Texas and Washington, both to their credit, they're both tied in the top 10 this season in interceptions with 16. So both defenses can take the ball away. Texas can get to the quarterback really well. I see both quarterbacks having a bit of a struggle in the first half. 63 and a half points, it's too much. You're basically asking both teams to put up somewhere around 30. I have it somewhere in the 28 to 24 lower scoring game than people have in store for this one.
Okay. You make a lot of really good points, and you're making me really think hard over here, but I'm going to have some fun here. I'm going to go against you. I'm going to go with the over in this game. My only thing that scares me a little bit is that them in Oregon, they got into, them high 60-point shootouts, but that was Oregon. And I don't personally put Texas on the scale of Oregon's offense quite. So it scares me just a little bit, but I think this is going to be a 34-31 football game, no matter how you cut the cake here. One of these teams going to win here on some kind of game-winning field goal or something like that here. But I do think no matter what, one of these teams is going to get to 30, and I don't think the other team is going to be very far behind them. So I know it's a little bit risky, but I'm going to take a shot here. I'm going to go over. I got to cheer for a little bit of fun after we're going to have this low-scoring Bama game. So Bryson going to go with the under. I'm going to go with the over. Bryson going to go Texas. I'm going to go Washington. We are as opposite as we could be, but here's the bright side, guys. We just gave you 2 winners. I don't know which 2 it's going to be, but you're going to win 2 bets today if you pick the right 2. As always, please comment. Let us know how you guys feel about this. Bryson, just a future bet just for fun. If you had to give your national champion right now, who's it going to be?
Man, that's really tough because in my scenario, I have Michigan, Texas. I would probably lean towards Michigan. That defense is absolutely incredible, even though Texas, in my opinion, have the quarterback advantage. I think that they can put up points in a quicker pace than Michigan could, but it's really tough to score on that team. So I'm probably going to go with Michigan here.
Michigan, guys, as you can see here, they're plus 195 to get it done. Bama, plus 205. Okay. I guess there's that. A lot of people don't even think Bama should be in this game, but okay. Texas at plus 260. Washington, plus 700. Folks, I don't know what it's going to take for this team to get their respect. All I know is if Michigan wins and they beat Bama, Michigan wins the national championship. But if Michigan loses and Washington and Bama play, I love Washington. So I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to take Michigan and I'm going to take Washington today. I think one of those two teams is going to win this whole thing. So, hey, best of luck to all of you guys. We have a great year planned for you guys in 2024. Hope you guys enjoy it. Give us a follow on all of our socials. Subscribe to us on YouTube at The Sports Forum. Give our man Bryson Owens a follow. Make sure you guys check out all of his articles up on sportsforumdenver.com. I'm going to have some articles up there for these two games as well, with more bets, some props, and some fun other things that we did not discuss here in this show. So good luck to you guys there. Enjoy New Year's, January 1st. Going to be a great year ahead, and we will see you guys tomorrow for What's Your Take. See ya.